Welcome to SUZUKA. It's me and Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan.
Hey, Krista. Hey, everyone.
Jonathan is driving around in our pace car, warming it up for kind of the track walk in the Mercedes. In the meantime, I'm going to do the standings here that we see on the screen. We have the Platinum standing. Peter Wolfslener, he has 279 points, and you see he has won all races but one. So he's kind of running away with this. This is the penultimate race. We have one race left, and that is the classic Bathurst season ending next weekend. Then we have Johan Larsson, second place, 223 points. Steve Young is actually out of the contest, so he's not going to drive today. He has 206 points. So that means that Chris Moses, who sits in P4, will be able to climb up into P3, depending on the results today. Silver class, we have Lee Ellis, 258 points. We have Randy Zimmer, 236, and Neil Leader, 188. And in the silver, lurking just outside the top three, we have Richard Colomb, that placed P7, and he has 186 points, just 2 points behind Neil Leader. So he could, depending on results today, I haven't actually double checked here if Colomb is racing or not. Yeah, I don't see him on track, nor but Zimmer is there. So we'll see what happens. We have 26 cars on track right now. Yeah, I think that's all I can say right now. Let's go into our pre-show, and I'm gonna get over to Jonathan's car. If I can find Jonathan.
It's the big black Mercedes.
There he is. So he is the guy that's actually leading with the best time right now, 206.9. So you let me know when you're ready to talk through a lap, or if you're still warming up here. If you're, I can talk about our sponsors. Let me do that, and then we'll start the next lap. So let me just open my notes here. So yeah, so the sponsors, they make all this happen. And as you see on the right, they will have Castle and Cauldron. So they specialize in handcrafted Harry Potter, medieval cosplay, Halloween decor, party prop stuff. The magic wands are very popular, so you can find them on Facebook. That's their store. Then we also have Syndeo, that's a Canadian-based company. They are technology brokers specialized in voice contact center and cybersecurity solutions for business. And Syndeo advises they will help you select the best technology solution for your business. So you don't have to mess around with Google searches and things like that. These guys know what's up. So if you need this, contact them. Sim3D, they do really nice sim hardware, dashboards, kind of these extra items you need for your cockpit, fan shrouds, mounts, elastomer kits, power supply brackets, etc., button boxes. So those are our sponsors. We really thank them very much for the support, and they help us to make this happen for eSeniors GT3. So we are racers that are 50 years and older. You can find us on SIMGRID, get age verified, and you can then race with us. So here's Jonathan. Are you ready to take a lap for us?
Yep. You betcha. Okay, so we're going down the pit straight. This is actually a steep hill. You can't really tell, but going into turn one, this is a double apex, very, very fast. And this is one of those tracks where you gotta hit the apexes, you gotta use the curbs. These are the very, very famous S's. You can call them the center S's if you like. Once again, trying to get the apexes. And trying to commentate while doing this is extremely difficult. if you go too deep with any of these corners, you're going to get on the gas way too late and lose a ton of time down the following straight. These are Degener curves, these next two right-handers, two of my favorite turns in motorsport. Go over the curb there. And then the second one, I'm just missing the apex, but I'm actually up on my time. Now a little bit down. This is the hairpin. First gear. Tires are struggling. This next part is flat out. We're going to hit spoon curve, which is a double apex. Really, really difficult. Really easy to miss the apex. So this is spoon coming up. Going to go down into second gear. I got the apex. I'm back on the gas. Then this is a late apex corner here. Now I can breathe a little bit here because this is like a flat out section for at least like 10 seconds or so. So I can breathe a little bit before going into 130R, which is really brutal. This is super fast. I'm just going down one gear. And then we get to the Casio triangle. And I see a lot of people, they don't hit these curbs. You've got to hit the curbs if you expect to get a good lap time. So back on the gas, going down the pit straight again. Brad Marys has beat my time as this is like, let's see, I'm 0.5 off. So that pretty much equaled the time that I did to get P2. But I'm actually questioning whether I should actually race because that would be kind of fun. You know, as you know, I do like racing in the rain. Proof was in the pudding yesterday's Porsche Cup race. But I'm going to take a breather now and back to you, Krista. Yeah,
well done. Thank you, Jonathan, for that. It looks really good out there in that car, and it's really tricky condition. It's wet surface, which is not super wet, but wet enough. And Jonathan is driving the wet tires. And SUZUKA is one of the only two FIA Grade 1 license tracks that have this figure 8 layout, which is a kind of classic layout. I mean, if you ever had a Scalextric, racetrack as a kid, you probably had
I had one of those.
Yeah, like the figure 8, which I think is great. So, and they actually started, it was Honda that started this as a test track in 1962. And it's been a very, very popular track ever since. It's been modified at least 8 times. And they do motorcycle racing and all sorts of things. But the Grand Prix circuit from 2009 that we're racing here, it's 5.8 kilometers, 18 turns. And Lewis Hamilton do a 130.9 in his Formula One car. He did that in the W10 2019. So I think we are just about to start. Let's make sure everything's set up.
Yep.
Get over to the game setup.
Yeah, so, you talk about the history of this track. There's just like, it's just steeped in history, some good, some not so good, some good history. We witnessed Michael Schumacher's first Ferrari World Championship in 2000 against Mika Hakkinen, which was just fantastic. Of course, those Prost and Senna days, 1989, where they came together at the Casio Triangle and Prost won the championship by dint of taking out Senna, and then the following year Senna did the same on Prost, except at the high speed first turn could have killed both of them. Not a good moment for Senna, has to be said. Years later, of course, we lost Jules Bianchi here in that horrible race. So much has happened at this track, and it is like it's such an amazing driver's track. Every corner you have to go absolutely balls out, and there's like danger just everywhere, and to race on this track wheel to wheel is just fantastic. The racing that myself, Chris Moses and Mircea Paunov had yesterday morning in the cup race, for the first like 5 or 6 laps, we were so close, and it was just so much fun. So I'm hoping that everyone enjoys this race despite the weather. I mean, I think the weather is a great equalizer, so hopefully there'll be some crossover with the platinum and silver drivers. But I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And for qualifying, we have 15 minutes first with the silver team, and then the next 15 minutes gonna be the platinum team. So let me do a shout out here. I have a shout out to Aaron Shannon's. Let's see, yes, to make get this right here. So yeah, stepfather. Aaron Shannon's stepfather. So shout out to him. He's becoming a fan. His name is Stan Gitzel. I hope you're watching. So you're waiting to be released from the hospital. He had a pit stop. It's much longer pit stop than we are used to. And he had to do some repairs, put in 8 screws in his foot. So I hope that you are mending. Listen to the physical therapist and do what they tell you. You're gonna be fine. So shout out from the eSeniors crew to Stan, and we hope all the best. And I hope also Aaron will have a good race. And 26 guys on track right now. Let's see when we get the first times on the board.
I'm going to pop up to the other channel for just a moment, Christo. I just want to get some consensus whether racing is a good idea or not.
Sure. Yeah, so we talked about Aaron's stepdad. So there's Aaron's car, cool livery, which is CYMK. That is inspired by the basic colors you use in printing. So Stan, Paolo is on there, and Vos. I'm never really sure. I'm not good at translating who Vos is, but I don't want to be wrong. So welcome everyone. I hope you can hear and see what we're doing. So just let me know if you need more or less of anything. So. As I mentioned, it's going to be a little bit of struggle this race for some racers. Probably next year we're going to do a little bit more of a wet race when we have a race. This is kind of very much in between. As we have a lot of cars, we're going to see it's probably going to dry up the track. I don't know, some people might start with dries and some might start with wets, who knows? That's going to be interesting to see. We'll also see if Jonathan going to race there. He really have a good pace, so he's itching to race. He's been on the sideline for a while. So he's itching to race. He did a really great performance at the race yesterday, the Porsche Cup race. He won that race, just coming in after nursing his arms.
Still nursing them, mate. So the general consensus is yes.
All right, well, go for it.
That not everyone hates me. Well, actually, the quote was "not everyone dislikes me."
Yeah.
So
we'll see. Maybe after. We'll do a poll after.
Exactly. Yeah, just most people.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll commentate from the car and just keep me muted until you want to hear me cursing.
Yeah, just let me know when you want me to mute you, and then I'll call on you.
So it looks like Stuart Charles has hit the top with a 209.3.
Yeah, getting some times on the board. Stuart Charles in the McLaren. So Stuart Charles had performed really well. He did really well in the qualifying, but didn't have a good race. The last race, unfortunately, at Spa. He ended up P9. His best result in the series so far is P5. Peter David is another one that we have really seen good performance on lately. He won, what was that? That was Watkins Glen, was it?
Yeah, a couple races ago.
Yeah, he won Watkins Glen. So P3 was last race at Spa, so he has really lifted his performance several notches. So he's sitting at P5 right now.
Yeah, I think Peter is just driving much. I know to say this to an older person is kind of weird, but he's actually driving more maturely than he did before. He's really patient. He's also quick. He's consistent, and he's making the right decisions on track. You know, so he can overtake people. And as you see, he's getting faster and faster and faster, and to the point where now he's learning so much that he's basically getting to be the class of the field in the silver group.
Yeah, and the leader, Lee Ellis, that I have on the screen here, we really admire that livery. So he's currently P4, provisional P4, and he's the leader of this series of the silver drivers. He has not placed lower than P2. So he has 2 wins and 3 P2s and 1 scratch race, which was Watkins Glen, where he placed P10. So let's see who is on a good lap. Yeah, Peter David, provisional pole right now, 2:09.3. Hey Terry, Paolo is telling us on the chat here he's putting together his new man cave. That sounds cool. Hope we're going to see some pictures from that. So we see here we have only 8 drivers from the silver group. That is half of the drivers that have done any type of racing this season. So I think the wet track here is intimidating. I'm corrected. Lawrence, P9.
It is very intimidating. But you know what? If you drive the Porsche Cup car on this track for like 3 or 4 days and then get back into this car, all of a sudden this car feels like you're driving in the dry. It really does. Yeah. So what I say is suck it up, guys.
That's the message. All right, here we go. Randy Zimmer, 2:08. So Randy Zimmer, he's P2 in the championship. He placed 13th, didn't have a good race at Spa, but sits P2 in the series. So that's Spa result. Oh, he's really drifting through the corner. Turn 2 there. He has he's won the race, the silver race, 3 times. So the thing is just, and like we discussed, I think last time, there are some people that are really good at qualifying, but then they don't really hack it during the race, because you really have to be patient, as you say, and patience really pays off.
And even more so in the rain, because if you see a car in front of you struggling, that as we're seeing like constantly here, right? We're seeing folks, half spinning, full spinning, or just getting a little bit loose. That you're going to get by as long as you can keep it on the track and stop from doing what the car in front is doing, basically. So it's just a matter of being patient, and you will get past the guy in front.
I think this is an opportunity for the silver team here to just try to stay on track and finish, because half the team that normally races are not here, so that gives maybe people that would normally place lower than P9 an opportunity to get some good points here. We're looking at Mike Meleski up on time, but we have a big spread right now in times, like 7 seconds.
Yeah, that's a huge spread. And to put some context on this, so yesterday in the Porsche Cup race, we were doing 211s to 214s. I think pole was a 210.5 from Chris Moses. And here we are. The slowest time is 10 is a 216 so far. But interesting.
Yeah, and we have done significantly more drivers, 16 drivers on the Platinum class.
I'll be right back.
Let's see, who haven't we looked at? Brian Banks comes over. P5. Mike Mileski up P, or almost a second here. See if we can keep it together here. Getting good pace out on the straight, on the back stretch. The key is to get through the 130R with enough momentum, not losing too much, braking straight. And like Jonathan said, you have to get on these curbs and be careful on the throttle coming out. Oh, Jonathan, oh, there we go. Like I said, be very careful. Mike Mileski goes sideways. Luckily he doesn't. Okay. I thought he had the opportunity to go.
Yeah, it just goes to show, you know, if you get one wheel on the grass here, you will go spinning out. And I think we've all done it going down towards 130R and you just go straight off. But that was a really good demonstration of, you know, go a little bit wide. Sometimes you just got to do a tiny little lift as you exit that final bend onto the pit straight.
Yeah, Stuart Charles, he's up 0.2. He's kind of flirting with the second place. Can keep this up, this tempo. Coming into Spoon. And Spoon is such a great corner, and if you're missing the apex there, you lose so much time. I think he did good. Actually, he didn't. He lost all his time there. See if we can pick that up somewhere. He is... yeah, he's about 3/10 behind the leader. Doesn't look like he's picking up anything right now. Peter David and Lee Ellis around him is not on a fast lap. Stewart picked up a little bit, but then he lost it again. He's not going to improve anything, I believe. No. Yeah, Randy is still going strong coming out of Spoon. He's up 0.6. He's into the 208s right now. If he can keep this going, he's getting the cockpit there and see as he negotiates 130R. Last brake marker there. Get on the apex. Not easy to do in the Ferrari.
It's not at all. And you know, coming into that last corner, you've got to brake quite early. And that realization of that needing to brake early in order to get through there and get a faster lap, it takes a long time to come to that realization.
Oh, he did a great time, 280.
Yeah, that's a great time. That's a platinum time. Welcome to the platinum group, Randy Zimmer.
Yeah. Great run.
All right,
so,
platinum showtime. Here we go.
Yeah, so now they're going into the pits. Shannon is still out there driving. I'll get my track map up there looking at where everyone are. All right, so here we go. We see Suvan. Peter Voslender in front of him. And behind, they have Tommy Hellström. Unfortunately, I don't have Tommy Hellström's livery. I can't figure that out. I have all the files and everything, but for some reason it doesn't show up. And super weird. Sorry about that. It's cool livery they have. The little club. Peter Voslender, Tommy Hellström, and it's Johan Lars. I don't have his livery either now. How bizarre. Something not right with those liveries, but we do have it on Peter Voslender. I think Peter Voslender is the first guy out.
Yeah, he normally is, isn't he?
So what time do you think we will see here on Peter and the best drivers?
It's going to be a 2:0. Well, what did Brad Marys do? He did a 2:05, didn't he? Or was it a low 2:06? Might be in a low 206. So we're going to be flirting with the 206 flat, or maybe in the 205s. The question is, how long are the tires going to last, and whether we're going to have like a change in conditions, or at least change in track conditions later on in a race, and will that destroy the wet tires that a lot of these guys are going to be on? A lot of mixed tires, so some people on wet, some people on dries, and there's not much of a crossover between the two. It's just just a comfort level.
Yeah. So, are you able to see if Wolfslener have dry tires?
Well, he did have dry tires earlier on, but I can't see because I'm actually qualifying.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Coming across the start-finish straight right now. It looks like Mike Molesky's joined us.
Yes, hello. It's going to be fun today, isn't it?
Absolutely. Especially when Jonathan is on track here. I'm so afraid he's gonna mess things
Crash.
up.
I'm gonna. Well, thanks for having confidence in me, Krista.
Yeah. The stewards will look very closely at you at all times.
You can crash. It's okay. Just don't crash anybody else.
So, Mike, how did it feel out there for you?
Oh, I did the quali on wets. I'm going to start on wets and go as far as I can. And I got a bunch of fuel for a second stint. Then I'm going to go on dries. But I haven't practiced dries that much, but I think it's going to be the right thing. Going to be interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, so compared to the Porsche Cup, like you said, Jonathan, as you are in the car, you feel more confident in the GT3 on this surface conditions?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Unfortunately, I was in the wrong spot again.
What kind of TC are you running, Jonathan?
What's that?
What kind of TC are you running? I dropped mine
I am
down
running
quite a bit.
TC of 4 and ABS of 1.
Yeah,
I find that ABS, a lot of folks run like a high ABS, but all it does is lengthen your braking distance. So really ABS of 1 or 2 is all that's gonna, all you really need. So I screwed up that first qualifying lap because I was too close to Andy Driscoll.
Yeah, we'll see when we get some times on the board. How many drivers? Question 26. 26 on track today. Including Jonathan.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like you're in a little bit of traffic there, Jonathan. You have to speed up.
Yeah, I was.
So Brad, okay, Brad is 2065. So we had the 208 for the silver. So far 2063. So we're certainly gonna see better than that, I would assume. Mirshpanov sits in P4 so far, provisional P4. Yeah, only 9 silver. I think people are a little bit afraid or maybe frustrated with the track conditions. It's kind of hard to decide what to do. But that's the challenge, you know. That's really why we race, get the challenge, and I think this is the challenge. We should probably have a real rain race in the next season. Would love for it to be maybe a mix, starting dry, then go to wet, or the other way around. So we will not see Sky Steve Young today because he has actually not for the rest of the season, he said, because he had technical problems with his Fanatec setup. Unfortunate. Going to be interested to see what crossover we're going to see between platinum and silver.
Did you get my DM about Aaron Shannon?
Yeah, we did a shout out earlier
Oh, good.
for Aaron's stepdad recovering from foot surgery. Right ankle, 8 screws. Certainly hope that went well. Jonathan comes in for provisional pole 3, pole 3, P3, 273.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad lap.
Yeah, so that's showing some grit. Roberto Bando drives in P11 right now in the Ferrari. I'm gonna switch over and see the session personal best delta right now. See who is up on their times. Let's see who we haven't really looked at. So Jeremy Arobas is out on track and is a rocket ship. Rocking the McLaren. I'm gonna race next season in the McLaren, go back from doing the Ferrari. I went into the McLaren the other day and it felt so good and familiar, the Evo. I haven't raced the Evo before, but McLaren is McLaren, I guess. Felt really nice. There's Andy Driscoll in the Mercedes, running P19 at the moment. Brad Maris looks to actually improve his time. He's the only one in the Lamborghini. I saw a real race on YouTube with just Lamborghinis. I think it was actually on TV. And that was pretty cool. Only this type of Lamborghini going around. Okay, Obando looked to be up and he moved up to P11. Peter Wolfsländer, a little bit surprised he is not able to. He went into the pits. He has 5 minutes left. Brad Maris, where is he in the standing? Yeah, so Brad, he has skipped 3 races this season. His best result is 2nd place in the first race. So Brad Maris in the Lamborghini, it will be quite a feat for him to be able to get to start on the top here next to Peter Wolfsländer, unless Peter can respond. He just came out of the pits, and you need some time to get the tires up. What do you say, Jonathan? How many laps? 2?
Probably like 2 or 3. I mean, like, really.
And Jonathan going through Spoon, he's up 0.4.
Trying to get the gas on. Trying to get traction. It's so hard. That out of that Spoon curve, it's like the track just falls away from you.
We're coming into turn 15.
130R. Come on, hit the apex. Got it.
Hey, Dimitri, welcome.
Come on.
And there it is, Jonathan Wood, P2, in front of Peter Wolfsländer. Wow, let's see if Peter can get the lap together. I think he has 1, maybe 2 more chances. Yeah, good lap there, Jonathan.
Yeah, thanks. I really concentrated on the S's to make sure I like got every single apex without going sideways, and it really helped. I don't think I can go faster than that.
Yeah, thanks everyone joining the stream. Don't forget to I'm gonna put up my little like and subscribe reminder there on the screen.
Now, guys, you think I think it's going to get wet between quali and race. That's going to be interesting if it undries, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah, this it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens. Wolfslander is not on a valid lap. Will he be able to respond to the challenge here from Jonathan and Brad?
You know, Peter has been very vocal about how uncomfortable he is in these conditions. So, you know, if that's any, sign of what's to come, I don't think he's going to improve.
Are you saying he's a fair weather driver?
I was just going to say that. Fair weather driver, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Never discount Peter Wolfslander, but...
Ollie Linnertner went up to P17 from 2 positions up.
It's not like Peter's way back there or anything. He's in 3rd.
Another driver that we expect a lot from is Panov, that seems to be the king of the Porsche Cup. But the GT3 is a little bit less his forte, it seems like. He's really improving his time here, though. He's currently in P6. Let's see, this could put him in P5 or even P4 if he can maintain. No, he's kind of just... He did not improve at all. Well, yeah, I stand corrected. He went up to P4 with a 207.4. So still there's a second between. Suvan comes in P4, provisional P4. So there is a second, almost a second between 1st and 5th. Really speaks to the challenges on this track today. Chris Moses, normally see up there in the... Oh, he's sliding. But he's up 0.6 anyway. This would, if he keeps this up, that would propel him up into possibly P4 if he can keep this up. Coming through the chicane here in just a moment. Negotiates that really well, picking up some time even. Just a little bit of time there. It's up half a second. That would get him into P4 for sure. And he didn't get into P4, he got into P5. Just 0.03 of a second behind Suvan.
All right, so you guys, I'm going to go get mentally prepared.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks.
I'm trying to get emotionally prepared.
Get your emotions in order.
Yeah.
So we see here there's quite an overlap here between the platinum and silver drivers. So the silver 1, 2, 3 is Simmer, David, and Charles. And 1, 2, 3 right now qualifying is Maris Wood and Wolfslander.
Yeah, Dimitri, I am racing, so we're going to get some screen time for all of our sponsors for sure. Hopefully, unless I crash on the first lap.
All right, Moses is still running for a time. If he is able to complete this lap before the timer. Everyone else is in the pit except for Maris, Moses, and Bird possibly. So we have a 1 hour race in front of us with a mandatory pit stop. Yeah, we have a lot of guys in the chat here, so excited for seeing Jonathan Wood to race as an added attraction. See if Moses up 0.1, that should put him up in P4. Yeah, yep. There is P4 pushing Sylvain down to P5.
I don't think I'm an added attraction. I think I'm an added obstruction, if anything.
Exactly. That is very true. All right, waiting for things to start. Let me just use this really cool graphic here. Maybe get some music on. We can just enjoy this graphic of SUZUKA track walk. Which is provided courtesy of ACC TV, which is the broadcast software that we subscribe to. Really nice broadcast software. So we go through the first corner there, coming through what they call here the S-curves. I think it's also called the snake. And in the Dunlop and this horrible Degner corner, I have always problems with that. And then this hairpin, which is really difficult in the wet. But it's all to set up this long right-hander coming into the spoon curve, which is just a fantastic curve, where you just propel yourself out of there with maximum speed on this straight and into 130R and into the chicane, the Casio triangle. And that's a lap at SUZUKA.
It really does remind you of that Scale X trick, doesn't it?
I know. And, you know, in my age, I really would love to have one.
Yeah, they still sell them, believe it or not.
You know, it's really what you want to, you get it for yourself and you say it's really for the grandkids. So
that's right, yep.
All right, session start in just a few moments.
Yep, I need to check out my setup. Sure it's all good. Want to make any balls ups?
All right, Dimitri is watching from the arrivals gate at the airport. See if you can get it up on one of the big screens there and get some eyeballs on eSeniors. Yeah, Dimitri, we have 27. 27, I think actually someone just joined. McClellan possibly got in the last minute. Okay, I'm gonna get ready here for my little track walk, if you will, with the drivers. And there we are. Maybe put some music on too.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, so
like some rock music, maybe.
Yeah, have a little.
I should probably start my car.
Going, yeah, start your car. So I'm gonna just run down the cars here. Brad Maris from America, Jonathan Wood from Southern California on the first row, Cindy O'Castle and Cauldron, and the Sim 3D, awesome sponsors of the eSeniors, prominently shown. Oops, I think I went too far. Yeah, Peter Wolfslehner from Austria in P3. Chris Moses, prolific streamer, is in P4. Another prolific streamer is the Sylvain Desart from Belgium. Check his streams out. Then we have Mirshpanov from, I think he's from Macedonia.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so there's no flag for Macedonia, unfortunately, but you see the flag on his wing there from Macedonia, so ACC doesn't have that for some reason. Then we have Johan Larsson for Sweden that celebrates third place in the Women's World Cup today. Tommy Hellström, another Swede. Unfortunately, we don't have delivery of the team. Patrick Larsson is in P9 in his Ferrari. Randy Zimmer, why is he there? Do not know. Jeremy Arobas, Canada. Robert Obando, United States in Ferrari. Derek Bird, Great Britain, first Brit that we see on the grid so far. Peter David, Canada, in P14. Didn't really qualify where he wanted, I think. Andy Driscoll, UK. Stuart Charles, UK. Ollie, all the way from Australia. Lee Ellis, P18. Terry Trowbridge, P19. Then we have Brian Banks, P20 in the Audi. Daniel Britos, Argentina. Really the proof of that we have really an international crowd here in the eSeniors. Aaron Shannon, Canada. Richard McKay, Canada. Mike Meleski, our fellow commentator for Porsche Cup. P24 in the BMW. Melvin Schmidt, the Liqui Moly, BMW. David Lawrence. And Mike McClellan, I think he just joined, so he didn't qualify, I think. So there we are. That's our grid walk.
Yeah, so this should be interesting because I haven't run with more than 20 liters of fuel on board. So I just kind of hopped in the car yesterday and found that I was reasonably quick on low fuel. So here I am sitting here with 50 liters and I'm not quite sure what's going to happen.
So what's your strategy? You're gonna feel it out and maybe get on dry tires. Make sure your setup is set up for whatever you're gonna do, so you don't get on the wrong tires.
Oh shit! Yeah, good point. I'm on dries. There we go. Thank you. That was a good call.
Yeah.
Because for my pit stop, I was set up to get onto dries, which I absolutely do not want. Okay, so my strategy is to try and stay out of trouble. Hopefully that's not commentator's curse, like cursing myself. But, you know, I'm in it to win it. I'm in it to do well. So let's see what happens here.
Yeah, gonna be exciting race. Okay, here we go. Brad Maris on the inside, next to Jonathan Wood. Get on the helicam. Yeah, refined grounds in the formation. We see Chris Moses is really pushing behind there on second row, and here comes Wolfslener. Jonathan on the outside, and Brad Maris on the inside in the Lamborghini. Jonathan is challenging on the outside. We see Moses goes off track, tries to rejoin again safely, losing a lot of positions there. There's a lot of... Brad Maris is really challenging here with Jonathan, and behind is Wolfslener that really wants to pass Jonathan. In the back we have had a little kerfuffle maybe. Doesn't look really that we have had really that much of a problem. Looking down a little bit further down, Mirshpanov, Tommy Hellström, everything looks good here. So looking into the front again, the Lamborghini of Brad Maris has done some inroads. Oh, I got.
Yeah, that was really close with Brad in that first turn. I mean, I was really keeping a very close eye on the radar to make sure that, you know, we didn't hit each other, and we gave each other really, really good, respectful room.
Yeah, some really aggressive driving here in the back. We have Moses going side by side, but passing Mish Pornov. Mish Pornov tries to get back. And then we have Tommy Hellström in the black livery. Yeah, I tried to. It doesn't. I don't see his livery in the replays either. Desart goes a little bit wide. No, it wasn't Desart. It was Patrick Larsson. Looking at Robert Obando, it looks like it's been a really clean lap. I'm gonna see if we can see the car positions. Positions delta. No one has really dropped crazy much. Randy Zimmer. Yeah, Randy, I don't know what happened, but I think he started from the back. So looks like everyone came through pretty cleanly here the first lap. Jonathan seems to get a little bit more traction here to get Brad Maris. So the starting position of the top three is the same. Maris, Wood, Wolfslener. Desart gained 1 position, Larsson 2. Moses dropped a little bit. He had quite a battle there with Pornov. Johan Larsson putting some pressure on Suvan. Gonna go down and look a little bit further down here in P15. Stuart Charles on Peter David. Peter David in the Porsche. Peter David had really performed well, as I mentioned earlier. The last couple of races. Great to see. He's actually just now sits in P1 in the silver group. We're setting up and thinking and making decisions for the next season. Yeah, pretty sure we're gonna remain with these 2 classifications in the Group 3 racing. So let's look back here. We have McClellan. Oh, something happened. Zimmer. These 2 cars really similar, Lawrence and Zimmer. I'm gonna put on the driver time. Looking a little bit on the inside. He's not making a move just yet. Oh, David Lawrence in the back here is struggling a little bit. Something happened. Larsson. Let's go back 30 seconds. Look at that. Instant replay. Is there a touch here maybe? Fastest lap right now is from Wolfslener. Oh, sorry, Maris. Okay, so here's possibly a touch. Yeah, there's a little contact. Swede on Swede, I think that is. Yes, it is Larsson Hellström. No harm really being done. Contact in front.
It sounds kind of rude there. Swede on Swede. Sounds almost X-rated.
Yeah, something happened here also. Let's see. Now the claws are coming out.
Oh, nearly lost it. Oh my goodness.
In the replay here on Jeremy, what happens? Comes on the inside for David.
I just got 2 track limit warnings.
Ouch.
2 in 1. That was kind of weird. That was on the approach to Degener corner.
Oh, Richard McKay putting in the challenge here of Daniel Britos. In front of them, there is Shannon. Let's give Shannon a little bit of screen time here when his stepdad is watching, hopefully. McClellan, yellow flag. Shannon is up 3 positions, up to P19, which would put him in P5 in the silver team. Good result for him, but there is a long race in front of him. A lot of cars in front as well. Jeremy Robas lost 6 positions. I said he touched Peter David, which was not correct. Derek Bird now down 12 positions in P25. They had a little get together, unfortunately. So this is kind of a little tight group. Let's look up a little bit in front. Oh, here comes Mirch Podolf, really challenging. Andy Driscoll in the Mercedes. People are starting to drive it more aggressively now. Looks like people are starting to get a little bit more up to temp and can actually do some challenging, get to some grip.
Yeah, these are the kind of conditions where if you've got a car in front of you who's slower than you, you just can't get by. You know, you start to lose your patience.
Yeah, for those on the stream, that's a newcomer here. We have Jonathan driving and commentating, and he drives in P2. I think he only has like one hand on the wheel and an elbow out the window.
Something like that.
If it wasn't raining. His pace is just 2/10 behind Brad Mary's fastest lap. Peter Voslener, our resident alien, sits in P3. And like we said earlier, that he is not comfortable with this wet. And that's why I like the wet, because it's kind of equalizer. You know, some people are really good at it. So it can shake things up. And certainly the settings for this race have really been shaking people up, because it's after a while it's going to be kind of drying up, and I don't know if we'll see people in on actually some dry tires.
Yeah, Brad is inching away from me. Nothing I can do about it. But then I'm pulling away from Peter, so I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
Johan Larsson, who is the same team as Peter Wolfsner and Tommy Hellström. So that team is 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unfortunately, it's weird because I don't think I saw Larsson's livery until recently. It's kind of weird, but something going on with that livery. Let's see where we have some battles. Here we have Terry Trowbridge. I think he's one of the oldest on track. He's up 4 positions. And a bit of a challenge from Lee Ellis, who is the silver class driver. So quite an overlap here with the silver and the platinum in this kind of mid-section. Ellis caught a little bit of the curb and the grass. Didn't really harm him. Coming through the underpass into the second part of the figure 8 track of this SUZUKA racetrack. What a battle between Ellis and Mr. Jeremy. And behind we have Brian Banks. He got a bad exit though. It looks like he was really gaining on Jeremy. Yeah, Dimitri says, I didn't know woodpeckers could swim.
They can't.
Well, I mean, you're doing pretty good. You're not sinking just yet.
Yeah, not yet. Somebody pitted. Who was that?
Randy Zimmer has been in the pits, but McClellan and Lawrence. I'm sorry, McClellan was in the pits, maybe. I'm gonna put up the pit cycle thing in Majigi here. There. Mandatory pit stops 1. Oh, we had the yellow Olli Linnortner Oh, okay. Oh, looks like that wasn't got the flag there for a touch, but I don't think that was that crazy. Oh, here comes Zimmer on the inside. Yeah, tucks it in. Someone was spinning. That was McKay, but Zimmer took Schmidt there really nicely. McKay was spinning around. Let's see, where else do we have some battles? We have Jeremy tries to catch up. Have to get Lee Ellis. Another one here is getting spicy. It's Mirsh Ponov and Robert Obando. Robert Obando, it's the buddy of Jonathan. You're a fan?
Yeah, great fan of Robert. He's a really exciting guy. Good to talk to. Fun on track. He's funny. He'll get into like accidents in like other races, and he sends me like a video, and he's like, "Am I at fault here?" And he sent me one yesterday, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, that was all you. That was all you."
Yeah, I follow that on Reddit. There's a Sim Stewards subreddit where people post videos and ask, was I in the wrong here? And sometimes it is like, yes, you were. But it's a good thing to see different things.
Well, apart from anything else, you know, he's very humble, is Robert. So he knows, you know, if he does somebody wrong, he's always going to apologize. He's not an ass about it, you know.
Yeah, that's a good thing. We have a really spread out field. So I'll get the track map up there. So trying to keep an eye on the different challenges. We have Jeremy Robas, Terry Trowbridge. Jeremy gonna go inside on the first turn. It's gonna stick. No, it's not. But he continues the challenge. And Derek Bird tries to recover after contact with Jeremy. So he's down 9 positions so far. Let's look at Aaron Shannon here. Hopefully Aaron's stepdad is watching. Hope you enjoy eSeniors, sir.
It's like we're coming up on some back markers already.
Yeah, and I note here that you are, I mean, Wolfslin is 7 seconds behind you.
Yeah.
It's
That's
unbelievable.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, you have some traffic in front. Brad Maris is almost 5 seconds up the road.
Yep, he's absolutely on a tear. She clearly took his blue pill this morning.
Yeah. Okay, so you have Mike Mileski in front of you. That should be easy. It's moving to the side. As we see Brad Maris in front of you in the Lamborghini. So good work by the BMW to step away so you could pass without problems. Let's see. Pornoff had a little triplet of cars here with Obando and Moses. Oh, that's a lapped car actually in the orange Ferrari. That must be like a McClellan, possibly. Oh, he goes wide there. Before the Mish Panoff went a little bit wide. Jumping forward to Moses, catching up with Patrick Larsson. You look at the track, it looks here and there that it's like a little water accumulations. I don't know if you feel, Jonathan, that it's actually drying up. No,
it doesn't feel any different to what it did at the beginning of the race, mate. it didn't feel any different. Well, actually, yesterday during the Porsche Cup race, it felt a little bit faster right at the very end. But I mean, it doesn't feel any different right here. The question, I guess, is, is anyone going to go to dry tires, or is anybody who's on dry tires going to go to wets? Is there a way for you to look at any of these cars? Because I guess when you're looking at the tires, if it's got a Pirelli logo on it, they're on dry tires, and if it doesn't, then they're on wets.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I should be able to see that. As we're watching Sylvain Dessart challenge Johan Larsson. Is he going to do it? A little touch. These two guys, they always end up race together. Sometimes... oh, that was not good. A little tap. On Dessart, Johan Larsson stops to wait to atone for that touch. Well done, sir. And Dessart comes out on track again. And so does Larsson. So, well done by Larsson. That's the eSeniors ethos. If you do something like that, clearly not intentional, but you need to give the position back. And we do moderate the first lap. I look at all the situations, and then the steward team is looking at any possible penalties.
Yeah, and whatever happened there, Sylvain did not like it. He just typed out into the chat, crazy.
He's typing while he's driving.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, there should be... maybe there's an app out there where you actually can do voice recognition. I just scream into the microphone and it types that up for you. Let me know in the chat if you're missing anyone we haven't looked at. Couple of drivers have pitted already. David Lawrence is just coming into the pits. So we had a 60-minute race, 41 minutes remaining. So in another 10, we're probably going to see some pit stops. Interesting to see what the strategy is. What happened here? So Moses was slowing down. Let me see if I can see. Okay. Yeah, I should be able to see on the tires from this vantage point. So that's a good tip.
Yeah, I actually saw it on Chris Moses' Twitch stream yesterday. So right before the race starts, when everyone was on the grid, as I go wide at turn 1, yeah, when he's on the grid, he gets out of the car basically and just goes down the grid to see who's on what. And he was able to identify yesterday who was on wets and who was on dries. It was kind of cool.
Interesting. As Chris Moses actually goes into the pits now. That's an early pit. Maybe
yeah, it is.
He's doing that because if he's going to be better on the wets. Who knows? Randy Zimmer tries to make something happen with Brian Banks. Audi. It's going to be able to launch a challenge in the first turn. It looks on the inside. He goes for the inside. Banks saw that coming, and I think he lifted a little bit Banks to save himself, because that was pretty aggressive, but you know, it worked. I think that could be tears. Could have been tears, but good move nevertheless.
So I've lost a lot of pace. So I'm a second and a half off the pace that I had only a few laps ago. And it looks like Peter is catching me a little bit. So they might have a crossover here between the wets and the dries. Or maybe I'm just overdoing it. I don't know.
Yeah, very good pit stop by Chris Moses. The total loss in the pits is 62 seconds. or going in and out. And now Randy Zimmer is up to Aaron Shannon. Randy Zimmer, I really got some good pace. So he's up, Zimmer is up on Shannon. Shannon goes a little bit wide in the spoon. Comes back. Seems to struggle with the grip in his Mercedes. Zimmer though got a good run out there, so I think he's going to take him in on the straight. Yeah, he's coming on the inside. And he's gonna send it. He's gonna send the inside. There we go. Oh, the one that sent it was Shannon. Shannon went wide. And Zimmer up to P15. Lee Ellis in P14. He's up 4 positions. He's gonna be able to make a move here. So he's challenging for the lead in the silver group. Peter David is keeping that lead. Several pit changes, pit stops are going on right now. Yeah, Parks. I don't see Parks. I don't think we saw Parks at all. It was a question from the chat. Derek Bird have Brian Banks in front of him in a different class. Gonna put up that much of a battle, I think, if Derek is managing to come up there. Johan Larsson. Is he going into the pits? Is that what I saw? No? The white marker that you see on the timing tower, that means that the car slowed down more than their average speed, so that could possibly be an indicator that something happened. Yeah, Randy Zimmer.
Brad's in the pits.
Okay, Brad's in the pits. So Jonathan, what's your strategy? Are you going to jump into the pits as you come around?
Yeah, I think I'm going to need to, because I'm losing time here. Every lap I'm losing a second and a half to my ultimate pace, so I think when Brad comes out, he's going to be bang on the pace, and he'll pull away like much, much quicker if I don't. So I've got to kind of hope that he has some kind of delay coming in or out of the pits. Maybe gets a drive through. That would be fun.
Yeah, you have a little advantage because I'm going to be your spotter.
I'll take it. Double commentator curse. How about that?
Yeah. Sylvain have reached Mirshpanov now. That could be a spicy battle. Both of these guys are driving with elbows. Oh, here we go. Looks very close. The start is just behind Panov. Looks very spicy. Coming through the Dunlop. Looked like Sylvain was a little bit unstable there. He touched a little bit on the curb, and Sylvain have some damage on his rear. Nothing in the front, but it should affect his downforce, which you really need on this surface.
Yep. Do you know what Brad's pit time was? How long was he?
32 and a half, if I read this correctly. So yeah, he did a very good pit stop, you know, according to what you would expect. That's kind of where all the other guys are sitting. Chris Moses had the 31.9.
Okay, in the pits.
All right, make sure you get the right tires.
Yeah. I mean, I could switch to dry, I guess, still, but I'm not sure it's a good idea. Oh shit, I completely overshot my pit.
Okay, here comes Zimmer and Ellis. Coming into 130R, Zimmer have the advantage. Closes the door on Ellis. Good move there. Zimmer is on a tear. He still has to pit though. So has Ellis. So Zimmer is now in P2 of the group, silver group.
For some reason, oh, there we go. They're finally changing my tires. They was all standing there doing nothing. I've lost like a half a minute. Okay.
Yeah, Lee Ellis is just passing by. Oh, Peter David slides. Oh, unfortunately, Peter David lost his footing, and Randy Zimmer is now the leader of the silver. Let's see, Jonathan coming out of the pits.
Yeah, that was the worst pit stop I've ever had. I was sitting there.
Yeah, I can see that now.
Who knows? Probably out of the top 10, out of the top 6, definitely.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, I see that you're half a second off. Yeah, I don't. There wasn't any contact before that slide, as far as I could see. Passing on the chat. So Brad Maris works himself through Zimmer and Ellis. So right now you seem to be sitting in P4. Mr. Jonathan is in P4.
I'm surprised.
Well, hopefully we can get some pace. Both Slender in the pits. Tommy Hellström still out driving though. I thought they maybe had synchronized their pit strategies, the team, the Austria-Swedish team. Yeah, Peter David now sits in P4 in the silver. I'm gonna look at if I actually had a contact marker on that. Yeah, I don't think that was a touch. Let me see if I can actually see that. Yeah, let's see if we can see that. I can actually pick up the replay here. Here we go. On the inside. There was a little touch. There was a touch. Good eye. So that's unfortunate. Yeah, there it was. Yeah, that's correct. The little touch there was enough for him to lose the footing completely. Ponov, Driscoll, Arobas, Hellström in the top. Yeah, we'll see if Peter David reports that. I guess that's kind of how we do it. Jeremy Arobas is still out there now that he's going in, and so does Driscoll. And McKay and Schmidt, they haven't pitted, so McKay tries to advance here if he can do that between now. He's going really wide, so I think these guys are struggling with tires.
Yeah, the tires have really gone off after, you know, just
Yeah.
before half distance.
Yeah, I see both Schmidt and McKay are really struggling coming through the chicane. Are they going to go in? No, they are staying out. I'm not sure if that's the right strategy, just to push through. If you, I'm looking how they had issues with grip.
Maybe they're just enjoying their battle.
Could be. Could be. Yeah, looking down the times, I think you had the worst pit stop of all.
Oh, yeah, no, something happened. I'm not sure. We didn't quite understand. I overshot by maybe a foot or two, but they didn't pull me back. I had to put it in reverse. So I lost an absolute ton of time, but see what happens now. I've got Tommy Hellstrom in front of me, and then the lap cars ahead of him. Tommy has just come out of the pits, and he's going to be looking in his mirrors because I'm right there.
Yeah, I'm following you here. Yeah, so hopefully you can pass him here as you have.
Going to try and take advantage of these back markers. This is not the place to do it.
There you go. Hellstrom goes wide. See if you can get the traction out of there.
He's got the traction. See if I can get him going into Spoon without taking him off. He's closing the door, and he's lucky that I didn't hit him there.
We get a report that there is a car stopped on track. Is that Mike Mileski? Yeah, it is. Mike Mileski sits on car. Oh, someone really went wide there to get out of the way. Yeah, let's see. Mike Mileski, he just sits there in turn 2. So be very careful in turn 2.
Okay.
I don't know why he just sits there.
Is he on the road?
Yeah.
Shit, he is.
Wonder if we can kick him.
And hopefully he's okay.
Very strange.
Yeah, Tommy's all over the place, and I just took him.
Yeah, I tried to look at the tires here. I don't see anyone on the top 5 here that has wet or Pirelli tires. Maybe Hellstrom. He has like a little yellow line on there.
Yeah, he was really struggling going through the S's.
And Schmidt might have it too. I don't know if this is what I'm looking for, this kind of faint yellow line. So is Larsson. I might not look at the right thing, but yeah, this is troublesome. We have Mike Mileski sitting there. Yeah, right, good comment there. There is a yellow flag on Mike. I think you see that in the game possibly too.
Well, in that spot, he's in danger of actually getting knocked off the track.
Yeah, I mean, certainly
Okay.
a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can message him, see what's going on. Is he in the chat? I'm gonna see.
Nope.
Not on the voice.
So I'm sitting in P4 after my messed up stop, and I can see Chris Moses, he's like 6 seconds ahead. Just did a 209.3, I did a 208.2.
Yeah, very weird.
Yeah, he's right on the apex of turn 2.
Actually,
Not helpful.
Schmidt has not pitted. How about that? There he is. Speaking of. Okay,
Number
and Brad
486 has a stop and go penalty.
Maris has pitted and is coming out again.
He is?
Yeah, he must have done
interesting.
something wrong. So let's see what if we can see what. Yeah, he's on. He's clearly on wet tires.
Huh.
So that means Bolslerner is now in the lead. 11 seconds ahead of Moses.
Okay, so
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to do about Maleski there on the... That's something we should institute here, because, I mean, certainly I could sit here and kick drivers if I wanted to.
what kind of lap times is Peter doing, my spotter?
Peter, last lap was 2:08.8. And that's
Okay.
1/10 from his very best lap, so he has a good pace right now. And he's actually improving on time.
Okay.
Something happened with Larson. Let's go back and see. Oh, he got out a little bit on the... he oversteers as he comes in through the overpass, recovers. I
4.4.
think, and he oversteers again. I wonder what tires he's on. Let's see that. Okay, Mike Maleski said I had a pit issue. But Mike, you sit on the track, and he has. So Mike, you need to try and leave the server. I think that's what you need to do, unless you can get into the car and just escape into the pits. Wow, drama here at eSeniors SUZUKA. Let's get back to the race. I'm trying to see where we have the race going. Jonathan, you 4 seconds behind Moses. I think Moses is not doing good. His last lap was 2:96.
Yeah, so I think I've definitely got time to catch Chris. I'm just wondering whether I have time to catch Peter. I just need to keep up a really good pace.
Yeah, and Peter is on dry.
Yep.
If I read this correctly.
What sucks is that had I not screwed up my pit, I'd have had this this race in my pocket.
Okay, Mike is back in the pits. Track is clear.
Excellent.
Cars are really spread out now on the track. I'm gonna call up my trusty pit wall as an extra resource, and I'm gonna track how you progress in catching the cars in front of you.
See, Chris Moses last lap 2:10 flat, mine 2:07.7. So he's definitely having some issues keeping that car on the track.
Yeah, so we'll see if this decision of Bolslerner to run the dry tire, if that's the solution. Okay, now we're gonna set this up. Okay, so now I'm tracking how you're doing with Moses.
Yeah, we've got a back marker who's coming up. we're lucky, we'll get him by the Casio triangle. Come on, Chris, make that pony go faster. Giddy up.
All right, let's see what we have. Lee Ellis. Here's a little triplet of cars. Lee Ellis and Trowbridge. And Zimmer in front of them. So Zimmer is in the lead here for the silver group.
I'm
Ellis
alongside
P2.
Chris going down the pit straight.
There we
Made that
go.
a little bit easy.
Good job there. So let's see if you can give Peter Woslin a run for his money. So Chris Moses does not have the traction, it looks like. You have some traffic in front of you. Yeah, flashing. He gets on the side. Very well done.
Oh!
Almost.
Yeah, no, we made contact there. I got my elbows out. Bit rude of me, my apologies.
So yeah, you're ahead, 1.5 seconds ahead of Moses.
Yeah, but Peter's got 14 seconds on me. Impossible.
Well, I mean, you never know. You never know what will happen.
Yep.
Okay, let's see. Maybe down in get some screen time to some of the guys in the back. Let's see where Shannon is today. If his dad is still watching, he want to see that. Saw him there about the lap. There he is. So Shannon is currently running P5 here in the silver group. Really great showing. So he's coming up on Brian Banks.
Yeah, so Peter, his last lap was a 207.6, and I'm more than half a second a lap slower. So he's really pulled his finger out as Peter.
So Chris Moses, he did only 9 laps on his first set of tires, and he's 11 laps in on his second set. So he's going to be a little bit more worn at the end of the race. As we
Yeah, he was struggling when I was catching him. I mean, he was really easy to pass. He had no grip coming out of the corners at all.
So Brad,
Oh,
Brad Maris, what happened with Brad? He sits in P20.
I don't know, but I just got a final warning for track cuts.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Watch that one. So we have less than 15 minutes of this race. 20 laps we've done so far. Yeah, I don't really know what the story with Brad is. Let me look at some data on him.
Are we sure it wasn't a drive-through or something that we missed?
Let's see. 486. Yes, that is true. He had to stop and go.
Okay, yeah, that would be consistent with the amount of time that he lost.
Yeah, so that's track penalties. As McKay goes off track. That would have been track cuts.
Yeah.
Terry Trowbridge tries to pass Zimmer. They're different classes. Zimmer have a pretty comfortable lead on Lee Ellis. But as we know, anything can happen. Like Robert Obando just realized. Let's see what happened with him on instant replay coming out of Casio Triangle. Just oversteers, nose first. P8. But he managed to get back on track with Driscoll behind him. Let's see. His nose, he doesn't have a floppy bonnet, which is surprising. Looks like he did a really good hit on that one. So let's see if he can shake that off. And
yeah, he might be wishing he went stand-up paddleboarding instead of racing today, I guess.
Okay, that's his thing.
Yeah, he was debating whether to go supping or to race. So
yeah, looks like he recovers well. And here comes Tommy Hellstrom on Chris Moses. Chris Moses has not had a good race in his second stint here. And Obando goes off track. Let's stay with Hellstrom and Moses. Let's just flip over. Yeah, I think he just went out there. Oh, here comes Hellstrom on the inside on Moses. Coming into 130R. Hellstrom gonna go inside. Yeah, he is. Moses does not have traction, goes wide in 130R and loses the position to Hellstrom, who now sits in P3. Well done, Hellstrom. Yeah, Hellstrom looks like he's on the dry tires. And Chris Moses is not. No, Brad did not retire. He's still running. Question from the chat. Tommy Hellstrom.
What are Brad's lap times looking like?
Let me find him. Let me find his Brad Maris and Brad Maris. His best was 2:06, but that was a long time ago. But how do I lead it? 2:74 was his last. So he's actually having really good pace. He has the best pace of all the cars right now. So he's coming up on 2 cars in front of him, Britos, which is in the same class. Going wide there, so maybe he's flirting with some more penalties. And here comes some Mr. Britos. Yeah, Britos kind of lets him go. There we go, Maris is up to P18, has a lot of work to do, coming up to Shannon next, who is in the silver class. He battles a little bit, but here he comes, passes Shannon, no problems. Let's see, he has Peter David up the road, about a second ahead of him. Let's see what goes up in top here, Sylvain, and Sylvain is really catching up on Patrick Larsson. Mishponov behind there. We see damage on the front there on Sylvain. He seems to have good pace anyway. These two guys. Sylvain looks like he's on dry. Panov is on wet. See how this plays out. Sylvain and Larsson both on, if I read this right, with the tires. Both Sylvain and Larsson are on dry tires. And I think they have some traffic in front. Here comes Sylvain. As they're coming up to the... let's get on the helicam here as we coming. Oh, Kaspanovs goes on the outside of Hellström or Larsson. He's not able to capitalize on that, but the Sart comes through there, places P5. As we have less than 8 minutes left. See if Panov can reload. And try
Jeremy
and catch.
having a good run in 8th place.
Yeah, great showing from him. Let me put up the position delta. Here we go. Aroba's up 3 positions. Here comes Panov and Larsson. Is he going to do the inside? No. Next we have Derek Bird on Simmer. 2 different classes, so Bird just going to come through. Oh, the Sart, Panov accident. Let's go back and see what happens there. Instant replay as we're coming through with the turn 18 into 130R. Here we go, Panov. Okay, we saw that. Clear that. So this certainly happened in the chicane. The chicane. Oh, that's what happened. Okay, that's the... Oh, that's the Sart went sideways and Panov hit him. Unfortunate accident there.
Yeah, with only 6 minutes to go as well. It's a long race.
It is a long race. Brad Maris tries to recover something as Trowbridge goes wide. And I give it away. Oh, Trowbridge is all over the place coming into the chicane. Is he gonna... Yeah, he's stopping there. Good move. Oh, he goes into the pits. All right. Okay, Sylvain. Sylvain is battling. Look at his car. It is messed up. He's had the hard race, goes very wide. If you speak French, you want to get on his stream right now and hear him cursing in French if you're into that.
And Terry Trowbridge announcing that was no fun. I'm not sure what happened to him.
Yeah, I think it wasn't any contact with anyone. He just had big troubles coming through the chicane and went all sideways. But Peter Wolfslener, as we have less than 5 minutes, he's lapping comfortably in the 2:08. Half a second in front of a bit more than Jonathan. Sylvain is battling here. He doesn't give up. Yeah, Moses is losing pace compared to you, Jonathan.
I'm just trying to keep it between the white lines now. No way I can catch Peter. Tommy 7 seconds behind. But I've got 3 track cuts, so I've got to kind of tippy toe.
Yeah, Terry said that slicks didn't work and wet didn't work, so says that on the stream. But I mean, it worked for some people. As we're looking at Larson, try to pass someone that's in front. It's the liquid molly of where is that now? Melvin Schmidt, I think it is. Oh, here comes Sylvain. What a trot! Look at that, floppy bonnet and all. Blue flag there on the liquid molly car, on the helicam. Yeah, Sylvain took. I think we need to go look back at that because I think there was a little contact. No, we didn't catch it. Well, we'll see. That shows up in the report. Sylvain is not shy when it comes to that. It's Ollie. I haven't seen much of Ollie today. He's running in P15. He's up 2 positions. But he's one of the last when it comes to the platinum drivers today, unfortunately. Yeah, so Maris, he suffered a penalty. I have to clear that drive-through or stop and go for track cuts, I would assume. 24 drivers on the track right now, so we actually, McClellan is in the pits. So 23 on track, so we have a couple of people that have dropped out. Mike Mileski is one of them, had some troubles. Tommy Hellström up in P3, he's up 5 positions from his starting point. So Zimmer, Ellis and David, top 3 of the silver right now, and Wolfslener, Wood and Hellström, top 3 of the platinum. So as we only interview the top 2 drivers, or top from each class, we won't talk to you,
you're gonna kick me out, is that what you're saying?
You won't be part of the interview, unfortunately. I hope that it would have been. So 1 minute left. I think I am safe to prepare my my graphic for the podium. So thank you everyone on the stream for watching this. Appreciate it. And don't miss, we're gonna have interviews after this. Oh, something happened. Zimmer and Obando. What happened? Let's see. 30 seconds. We're gonna be able to catch it. Yeah, I think so. Here we go. So Obando goes out. And we have Zimmer. Here comes Zimmer. So he tries to pass Obando, who is in another class. And Ellis is behind, making probably contact a little with Obando. So Obando really didn't pay attention there. But Zimmer was able to recover. That would have been unfortunate if that would have caused him to lose his spot. But Ellis have been able to catch up now. At Wolfslener. Wolfslener is on his final lap, coming up to back markers, which is Britos and Shannon. So great race by Wolfslener as usual. Really solid, was able to capitalize on the misfortunes of others. He's such a champion. He's just such a nice, soft-spoken guy, super helpful with setups and all that. So there we go. Congratulations to Wolfslaner.
Yeah, great job, Peter. Nice race. You did it all right, basically, when the two guys ahead of you just fell apart. So
yeah, we're gonna get him in here in a moment. I'm waiting for Simmer to complete his lap. Simmer have Obando behind him. I would be a little bit nervous because behind Obando we have and also Simmer is beat up. His car is beat up and Obando is pushing behind him, which is not really something he should do. He needs to be really careful there.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be doing this because Randy's in a different
and Larson
path.
Larson and Parnov got together. Also very beat up as they finished the race there. I think they did the gentlemanly thing there. So here comes Simmer. Let's see where he is. He's on in Spoon. I think Lee Ellis just sits behind there, just waiting to see what's going to happen in front of him.
Yeah, do you think Robert's going to go for it? Do you think he's going to go into... No, he is. He's got a really good exit from 130R.
Oh.
Is he going to dive? He is. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Oh, that will be unbelievable.
Oh, wait. Randy went straight.
Simmer went...
Randy went... Yeah, Randy went straight.
He possibly got really, really distracted. And
in doing so, he got a drive-through. So Randy Zimmer, I think that he's got 30 seconds plus, basically. So I think what happened between them, there's some red mist going on between the two of them.
Ouch.
And it came to a head right at the end there, but it didn't help Randy because he went straight across the chicane, and now he's lost places.
Who is the winner, or who is the winner of the class then? I mean,
it will be Lee Ellis. It's going to be Lee Ellis by a country mile, followed by Peter David.
Then I gotta put in Ellis there. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Yeah, we're gonna hear about this one. So let's see. Let's get Ellis in. Here we go. We have Peter here, and we have Lee Ellis. So let me get the right screen for the interview. And let me see if I also can see the podium. All right, guys, I'm trying to get my things going here. So, Lee Ellis, are you there?
It doesn't look like he's in the chat. Let me pull them both in. Yeah, I'll put them both in.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, sorry, they were in the other. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so we got both Lee and Peter. Congrats, guys.
Hello. Hi.
Yeah, let's start with Lee Ellis. I mean, there was some drama here in front of you. Randy Simmer and Obando made contact.
Did they?
Yes, and when he came through Simmer came through the chicane, he was drawing a penalty.
Yeah, so, I saw that right at the last turn. Yeah. I saw that he had a drive-through.
So that would push him back. At the end of the day. So you're the winner for the silver.
I'm in the winner circle again.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Right. So congratulations to that.
Yeah, thanks.
You're a big wiener. Well done. That was a good race, mate. Good, congrats.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try and get my graphic up. So how was it
Congrats,
for you, Lee? Did you do? Did you do anything with your tires? You just did the wet tires? And
I was on wet tires the entire race, and they were on fire. I think they were all at 32.5 PSI. But they didn't really change throughout the race. They got hot real fast, and they stayed relatively okay. The wet tires are more durable, I believe, than the dries.
So, and then Peter, how about you? What strategy did you have? I was trying to look at the tires of people to see if I could see if there was a wet on or dry tire.
All right. I mean, first of all, I shouldn't be here in this interview. I don't think so. Should be Mr. Mary's. I don't know what happened actually. Why I was on P1 and also Jonathan. They have been far ahead of me. I don't know what really happened. Maybe you can tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, go ahead, Jonathan.
yeah. So I think Brad and we both were guilty of the same thing, but I didn't quite do 4 track cuts. I did 3, but he did 4 track cuts, and he got a penalty because of that. And I think he may have gotten those track cuts at the Degner curve, because if you go over both
you can get there
curves,
too.
you get 2. Yeah, so I got 2 really early on.
The exit and the entrance of Degner 1 is the exit, Degner 2 is the entrance, yes.
Yeah, so and then when I came into the pits, I overshot my pit by maybe a foot or 2, and all my pit guys were just standing there staring at me, and I had to put it in reverse to get them to put it on the jack. So I lost like maybe 20 or 30 seconds there, and that was it. But yeah, that's it. That's what happened to us.
I thought, because you the 2 guys, you have been such far ahead. I thought you Mr. Maris had a disconnect, because I even cannot see him anymore on my chart. And my race was, how to say, I'm happy it's over. Yes.
Yeah, certainly this wasn't really your track. I mean,
actually,
surface,
I like
so
the
to speak.
track.
But I mean more the conditions for the track, right?
I don't know how. I tried some setup things here and there, but I didn't find any really grip. I hate understeering. I like a little bit more loose rear. But with these conditions, you cannot find any grip on the front. So when we started, I don't know, Mr. Maris, I think he was a bit slow, and Jonathan, you have been quite ahead. And so you have been on the starting ahead of me. So I tried to defend, and and actually all 3 of us, we know what we do, and we know how far we can go, and everything was clean. Exactly. Everything was fine.
Yeah, got off of the line as we went into turn 1. Yeah, I got a pretty good start, and then so did you, and Brad didn't, and I was alongside him like all the way around the outside of T1. I couldn't quite hang it out there though. It just wasn't to be. But that was fun, and as you said, really, really respectful racing, and we were almost like rubbing doors.
Yes, I mean, I congratulate you anyway with the flashing.
Thank you.
Yeah, so great race, guys. Fun to have you on tractor, Jonathan, as well. So I really appreciate it. That
was a good one-off. Thanks everyone for
thank you.
letting me race.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks for calling the race, Krister.
Sure, absolutely. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Congratulations, Lee.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. You too. Have a good.
So thank you everyone for watching. This was great fun, a lot of action, and I hope you enjoyed this. So. Simmer, and we kind of just called it there because Simmer is had the penalty. So we'll see what happens in the end there, how the game was calling it, so to speak. So thank you for watching. If you're new to eSeniors, we're a group of racers on ACC PC, on the PC platform. We are 50 years and older. So connect with us on Facebook and Discord and SIMGRID and whatnot, and get with us and race. We have a lot of fun. So next race, next weekend, we're going to have a lot of fun at Bathurst, and that's the last race of the season. So hope to see you everyone on track and on the stream. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.